The Kia EV6 is carsales 2022 Car of the Year, proudly presented by Bingle. But you know this, it's written in the title of the video. What I'll now explain are the reasons the EV6 won our highest honour, and get comfortable because there are plenty of them. Before I get into why it won, let's talk about how it won. Carsales Car of the Year is judged on 5 criteria: cost of ownership, safety, innovation and technology, practicality and presentation, and road testing, which is performance, dynamics, comfort, all the driving stuff. I'll go through each criterion and tell you why the EV6 impressed pretty much across the board. Let's quickly recap what the Kia EV6 is. It's essentially the sportier, pricier cousin of carsales 2021 Car of the Year, the Hyundai IONIQ 5. Under the skin, the two share batteries, motors and platforms, but there are quite a few differences in the details. 2 variants of EV6 are available, a single motor and a dual motor. Both use a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery with a maximum range of about 500 kilometers. Charge times can be as long as 21 hours at home or as quick as 18 minutes from 10 to 80% on a 350 kilowatt fast charger. The Kia EV6 starts at $72,590 plus on-road costs for the Air, or another $7,000 for the up-spec GT line. This dual motor variant you see here is $87,590 plus on-roads and is only available as a GT line. As such, the EV6 isn't particularly cheap to buy, but it is quite cheap to run. Cost of ownership data was supplied by our friends at RedBook and takes into account purchase price, depreciation, finance, servicing and insurance costs, standard features and much more. Data was supplied not just for our 12 finalists, but the entire 30 car shortlist. And of those 30 cars, the EV6 came out on top. Yep, number 1. But while the EV6's price tag might be relatively high, particularly this all-wheel drive GT line, it has a huge amount of equipment. Dual zone climate control, heated and ventilated front seats, 14 speaker Meridian stereo, twin 12.3-inch digital displays for the infotainment and instruments, head-up display, 5 USB ports, wireless phone charging, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, though they aren't wireless sadly, heated steering wheel, the list goes on and on and on. Does it feel like a $90,000 car in here though? Perhaps. Got this big panoramic screen, ambient lighting, some soft touch materials, though others could be better. One of my favourite features of these Hyundai and Kia EVs though is this passenger seat. Button on the side there can fold it almost flat if you feel like asleep. There are other interesting touches too, like the rear USB ports being set into the front seat backs, and this dash panel that can change from climate to infotainment at the touch of a button, which is a clever way of retaining buttons for everything while saving space. The EV6 also impresses when it comes to innovation and technology. Not because it's an electric car, that's no longer anything particularly special, but because it really makes the most of being an electric car. Being on a dedicated EV platform means there's plenty of passenger room, front and rear, and there are V2L plugs on the inside and outside, allowing the EV6 to run all manner of electronic appliances or devices using the car's battery. ANCAP awarded the Kia EV6 a 5-star rating in 2022, thanks to an enormous array of safety systems and airbags everywhere. In addition to every conceivable lane keep and blind spot and autonomous braking assist, there's also parking sensors at both ends, a 360-degree camera and blind spot cameras. About the only area the EV6 could improve is in its utilisation of space. The boot is a reasonable 480 litres, and there's a tiny compartment under the bonnet, but the Tesla Model Y, for instance, shows just how practical an EV can be if you make the most of its unique layout. Taller occupants may also struggle with headroom given the car's battery is under the floor. So what we have here is a clever and practical electric crossover that's packed with features and is extremely safe. All those reasons are why the Hyundai IONIQ 5 won this award last year. What sets the Kia apart from its sibling and really cements it as our car of the year for 2022 is the fact that it's brilliant to drive. There are 2 sides to the Kia EV6. The first is the demure, everyday character that electric cars do so well. It's quiet, very refined, there's that instant torque, and you can adjust the regenerative braking using these paddles on the steering wheel, So the car can glide freely on the highway, you can have a little bit more braking or switch to one pedal driving, where the braking effect is so strong that it'll bring the car to a complete halt just by coming off the accelerator. Driven in such a manner, you can expect around 450 kilometers of range or so, but if you're prepared to sacrifice some of that, well, you can have a lot of fun. Kia's clever local engineering team got its hands dirty on the EV6, and it really shows. The steering is well weighted and very smooth. There's no adaptive dampers, but the ride is fantastic, and the handling is properly entertaining. This dual motor EV6 is also quick. Kia claims 0 to 100 kilometers an hour takes 5.2 seconds, but we managed 5 seconds dead in our testing, and all-wheel drive means all the power is put to the ground with ease. Even the best petrol engine feels lazy compared to the incredible response of an electric motor. Strong brakes, plenty of grip, the car goes where you want it to, and it's easy to make it do so. Anyone skeptical that electric cars can make involving driving machines needs to try an EV6. It really is difficult to find too many faults with the Kia EV6. Its biggest shortcoming is the fact that supply is currently quite limited, though that situation is expected to improve in 2023 and beyond. That aside, it really is a great car. Of our 10 judges, 5 had it first and another 3 second, making for a dominant victory. Well done Kia on making our 2022 Car Sales Car of the Year, presented by Bingle.